Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to another episode of our Pyanodons playthrough. In our last episode, we accomplished activated carbon, which is currently not running for what reason? We're short on hydrogen chloride because I'm not getting rid of barrels. That's correct. So we need to ditch the barrels real quick and put those in an active provider, so all the barrels will be picked up. And then, do I have a barrel maker? I think I do have one. And is he programmed correctly? Yes, okay. I just want to make sure the barrels don't go crazy in my system. So we finished activated carbon, so now I need to work on refined syngas. I believe I'm just going to use this syngas pipe yet again because, well, we haven't run out of syngas yet, and we can always add more into this pipe if we need it. So I'll just find a place with a little bit of space, maybe right here, and we'll make refined syngas right here. So it is made in a filter. And I believe one will be enough, but we'll see. Oh, that's nice and small. Maybe we'll leave room for two, if we need two later. We can also just make syngas out of activated carbon, which is kind of interesting, and flue gas. That's interesting. I don't know if I would ever do that, but... Okay, so we get 13 per second from one of these. Maybe I'll do two. And we'll just hook up syngas right here. And then all we need is some activated carbon. Throw in a requester chest. Activated carbon. We'll say 150. And refined syngas. Now the question is, where's my niobium? Because there's molybdenum, quartz, titanium, quartz, iron, oil sand. Niobium. Okay, so this is probably our closest. Do I just want to pipe the refined syngas? How do I want to do this? Because if I'm remembering correctly, niobium ore requires drill heads and refined syngas. So I'm thinking, like, do I want to put the drill heads on a train? Do I want to put them on a belt? Do I want to send robots on a long journey? How do I want to do this? Because, let's see, where is it? Here. So, we need a very small amount of drill heads. 1/5 of a barrel and 1/6 of a drill head. So, put together, in terms of items per second, we only need... You know, let's see, a drill head is... What even is that? Sorry, what am I doing? 1/6 plus 1/5. Because that's 1/5 of a barrel of refined syngas. Is about 2/5. I'll just round up. We'll say that's a fifth. And 2/5 is 0.4 items per second. And a robot can carry 6 items. So that is 1/15 of a robot trip per second. So we need 4 robot trips per minute. So what I'm thinking is the easiest way to do this might just be to make an independent logistics network that carries the items to the edge of this logistics network. Like so. Problem is if I ever connect those, but I mean, we probably only need a few. I think this is the way I'm going to do it. I actually kind of like this solution. So we'll just have the robots kind of take the syngas barrels and niobium, and then the robots will also bring back the niobium ore, which will be stacked, and then what's it called? The empty barrels. Yeah, this feels like a better solution, honestly, than trains or anything else. Because if we use belts, the main thing I'm worried about is just the amount of buffer that we end up creating unintentionally is massive. Because we would have, you know, probably thousands, or at least many hundreds of drill heads just wasted on the belt, and hundreds of barrels of refined syngas that just never get used. It's just a lot of waste. So instead, I'll just put robots here in this network, and we will request a few things and transfer them over with inserters. So this requester chest will be refined syngas barrel. I said I needed 10 per second, which is a fifth of a barrel. So probably 50 barrels will be more than enough. And then drill heads. I think 50 drill heads will be more than enough. And then we want to passively provide both of those things. So you'll be drill head duty, you'll be refined syngas barrel duty, refined syngas barrel. That'll have 2 squares open, you'll only have 1 square. And then this will be a requester chest for niobium ore, stacked niobium powder, oxide ore. There it is. And then that will just quick inserter into another provider chest. Three per second. That's fine because that's doing stacks. So that'll be plenty. And then this will be just empty barrel. 500 going into a whatever that's called, active provider chest. So now you just need a barrel of refined syngas to get it over there. So syngas, refined syngas barrel, hook that up, do our little barreling blueprint. I don't know how it got concrete in it. That's obnoxious. Tiles. Take that off. Okay. So now we've got refined syngas. Now I need some niobium mines. Niobium. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think is plenty. Does this say how many we need? For some reason it thinks I can do this in a regular assembling machine, and it doesn't even have options. So, the way Pyanodons does ore is definitely a little bit janky, and it confuses Helmod sometimes. And then I'm going to start with half a stack of cargo bots. I think that should be enough for what I'm doing. I guess we'll find out. I need to do something with all that iron oxide. Although I believe we use it for something that's in red circuits, so I don't want to go too crazy. And then I guess I have 28 bots. They'll just be here. Should probably put halfway points for when they need a charge, because these are really long distances. Okay, so we've got our niobium mines somewhere here. How fast are these? 1.33? Was that enough? No, we need a few more. Okay, so syngas will come in here. And from the back. And I can unbarrel it anywhere. Refined syngas. Empty barrel. Connect that up. Requester. I guess this can be a passive provider. It doesn't really matter because the other one is requesting empty barrels anyway. So hook up power. We'll have them deliver some of those. And then this needs to stack its way into a passive provider. And we need drill heads. Right. So we'll put drill heads on a belt. Still a lot of drill heads, but it's less than before at least. And we will... I guess he can just grab directly from the chest. And then we'll feed all these guys with drill heads so they can drill into the earth to get their wonderful, wonderful niobium ore. And I think that should do it once the drill heads get here. Which I need to actually request. Then I think we'll be okay. I probably don't need 100, probably 50 is fine. Here comes some more syngas bots. I think once we have the syngas backed up, we won't need very many bots transporting syngas at all. There's the drill head bots. You know, I probably, to help things along, could have just brought a stack of drill heads myself, but yeah, here we go. Niobium ore, look at that. It's a thing of beauty. And put together, all these mines can do 2.667, which is more than I'll need. But that's fine. I mean, just look at the art. Again, Pyanodon's art and sprites are just beautiful. These sweet spiral drills boring into the earth. That's just so cool. Alright, and we've got our first niobium ore. Okay, so we can ditch that to-do list item, and now we will begin work on our niobium processing. So I'm going to take out the ore and the syngas part of it, because we already have the ore. This stuff, I believe we need all of it. And ammonia is going to be a problem. So let's go over the ways to make ammonia again. We can make ammonia from acetone and syngas. So if we wanted to make, what is it, 57 ammonia, then we can just use 114 acetone, 114 syngas. And acetone, just a reminder of what it costs. It's this block right here that kind of gives us the cost of 100 acetone. So acetone is barely, or no, this is not the one I'm doing. It's this one. Acetone requires not that much, actually. It's really the phosphoric acid, which just requires a lot of pure sand. Pure sand is actually the biggest cost to everything. I'm probably going to run out of pure sand. Or no, it's this one. Still requires a decent amount of pure sand. But we're producing the wood on site. Ash I have plenty of, so really it's just salt and sand. And like 50 syngas. All together making 100 acetone. So if I really want to make ammonia that way, I think I might be able to do that. But that's a lot of ammonia. 60 ammonia per second would essentially be all of our syngas per second. Or acetone. So the other way to make ammonia, I'm thinking we're going to run into some unfortunate realities here. There's the ammonia and cyanic acid from urea. That's what we were using for circuits, but I wouldn't want to use that one. There is just an ammonia from urea directly. But I don't have that researched. I wonder if I'm allowed to do that yet. Looks like no. Or yes, I can. Biotechnology. Stage 1. So water animals. Oh, that's interesting. We can get urea from wastewater. Okay, well, let's do these researches and see where that takes us. So option 1 for ammonia is simply making a ton of extra organic solvent and just using acetone. Option 2 for ammonia is urea. Oh, I already put that here. Well, we'll need 2 different blocks because I'm going to consider making it different ways. So right now, the only ways we can get urea easily is the liquid manure and bacteria thing. Liquid manure comes from manure. Gosh, this is just going to be a huge build, I think, no matter what way I do it. Let's assume I have alg food, because that's going to be a better way to do it, which we don't right now, but let's just assume I do. I need how many paddocks? Let's record that. I would need 34 for the amount of manure. Yeah, that's not going to be reasonable. How else can I get urea? We can get it just straight from those Owoge mushrooms. In 10 paddocks, that's more doable, but the mushrooms are going to be a bit of a problem, I believe. Let's say we did that recipe. And we would need 40 mushroom plantations. And that's not even counting the spores. 40 spore collectors. That doesn't seem like a good thing either. Though it is kind of nice because it makes ammonia from nothing. How big are these plantations? I'm actually considering this. Because that's actually really simple. Spore collectors are medium-sized, and Fowoge, they're actually pretty small. So it's not insane to have 40 of these. I'm actually considering it. Because this will produce ammonia from nothing, which is a lot better than using a ton of acetone and syngas. So actually, I've warmed up to this idea. And we'll just need 10 AUG paddocks to process all of the Bowoge, I don't know how to pronounce it. And if I saw correctly, there's a second recipe that adds raw fiber into it. So let's imagine, so we're gonna delete this one. Let's imagine if we did it that way instead, to make 12. Wow, that's a lot faster. Oh yeah, I want to see if I can, if that's in green science. That's what I'm doing. So urea, that recipe, wait, that doesn't even show up in FNEI. That's not good. So is that not actually a recipe? Uh-oh. Did I just plan on doing something that I can't even do? Urea comes from blood, comes from liquid manure and zognobacteria. I'm guessing this just means we can compost urea. And it comes from wastewater. Oh, shoot. That's frustrating. So that is a disabled recipe. This is why in Helmod you need to be careful. So I'll just show you what I mean real quick. So I want locked recipes to be off. That's the problem, is I have that on. I should have kept that off. Because when, I guess, AlienLife destroys the capability to make urea that way. That's in the non-AlienLife version of Pyanodons. So we can't actually do that. Sorry, guys. That's a bit of a disappointment. So try again. So blood, I don't think is going to be easy to do. Can I do blood easily at green science tier? Doesn't look like it. No, we can get Ulrich blood, Aug blood. So let's say we wanted Augs to bleed. Very violent. Full render Augs, extract Aug blood 1, extract Aug blood. Would be that one. We would need 1.2 caged Augs per second. 18 slaughterhouses. Sheesh. And then the atomizers run on fuel. How many Augs am I making per second? That's the real question from my green science setup. That was to make this Augs to bone meal. Oh, I'm only making 0.14 and that requires 15 paddocks? Yeah, we're not going to do that. This is one of those moments where I'm just realizing how difficult AlienLife is. Because it's like, oh man, there's almost no good ways to do this. So blood doesn't seem like a good route to go, at least not from Augs. Maybe there's better things. I'm not really sure. Fagnot, Trits, Corlax, Cotton Gut. I don't have any idea what I should be doing with all this. So let's look into wastewater. Is that better? So that's not bad. So far, so good. Now, wastewater comes from a whole lot of things. But mainly, it looks like it comes from turning fish into biomass, oxygen, or no. Wait, that's how we make fish in the first place. Sorry, how do we actually process the fish? So when we make fish, we get wastewater. How else can I get wastewater? Looks like there's about 1 million ways. Doopy-doo. Tailings, all sorts of fancy stuff. Moss and tailings. Let's just search for wastewater. Okay, so it's probably not called wastewater. Classic. What's it actually called? It's called waste-water. Then why does that not show up when I search waste water? Maybe if I just search water. So I'm just wondering, like, is there a consistent way to produce wastewater? Because it looks like it comes as a byproduct from a lot of things. But is there a way to just intentionally produce wastewater? I don't know what trits are, but it looks like trits cubs. That makes a lot of wastewater. Maybe there's not. Can't just make it out of something. You know, I'm gonna do a lot better searching from this end, I think. So Grod, but that's to like make ores from AlienLife stuff. I'm pretty sure AlienLife is set up so that you can, if you wanted to, so at some point in the game, have a completely self-sustaining base. Because you can get titanium, you can get iron. Okay. What about Zipiers? Zipier A, I mean, again, this is to make Mark 1s, so that's not gonna be very efficient. Come on, there's gotta be something. All of these are to make Mark 1, like, module things. I think. Holy cow. So I guess wastewater is just not going to happen because... I mean, we definitely want to keep wastewater and use it to make urea, but it seems like there's not really... Okay, that doesn't seem quite as bad. I don't know what phytoplankton is, though. Just iron ore and water? Maybe those are doable. Make fish eggs? Oh, never mind. We're in the science tiers that I just don't have. What about Zipiers? So eggs come from fish, stonewall, phytoplankton. I don't think there's really any way to make wastewater on purpose. It's just something we're gonna get. I guess that's why it's called wastewater, to be fair. My apologies if this is boring you. Pheromones, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I just want to make sure I know my options here. Okay, well, that's about it. So wastewater is not going to be the main way we make ammonia. So finally we land at manure again. And Zognobacteria, if I'm remembering correctly, is not too hard to make all this stuff. Liquid manure, it doesn't look like there's any better way to make it. It just comes from manure. So then my manure options, maybe there are better manure options. We've looked at AUG manure. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I've heard people use, is it cotton guts? No. What are some other ways to make manure that I can get? Manure bacteria? What is that? Oh, that's a different, that's using manure. Can't make manure that way. Alg Manure 3, I can unlock. I can get those guys. I can get Muck Moo. Malaysia Seed, gosh. I don't really know. Like, what does Muck Moo food look like? Muck Moo food. Requires all sorts of stuff I don't even have. Okay. Alg food we can make, I believe. Starch. I don't remember exactly what goes into starch, but. Okay, cotton guts. What are these guys for? I guess just rendering them for blood, bones, meat, skin, guts, lard, brain. I mean. You can make science packs out of cotton guts? Interesting. Sorry guys, I'm really at a loss here. So I think we could unlock, was it Alg Manure 3? Yeah. That's the one we can do. Let's take a look at that. So that would only be 10. Alg Paddocks running. That's actually not too bad. Bedding. Ah, right, that requires Yotoi leaves, which is who knows what. Dried Grod, which requires Grod, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh, this game, man, this game. And then we need some other things for the starch. Which I would want to add sodium sulfate because we've got plenty of that, so that wouldn't be too difficult. Guar seeds, I think this is pretty easy to do. We can just make the guar that's free. 3.2 plantations. What would the other ones require? A lot less if I have fertilizer. Where'd we go? That one requires lamps. Don't know if that's worth it. I mean, it's a third, though, of the buildings. What about this one? Is this the one I already did? 1.43. That's a little better because the number of lamps I need is insignificant. So I could make the alg food, but the problem is these Yotoi leaves. I have no idea. Those would come from... Can I even get these yet? Yotoi. Hello. Okay, they are in green science. And all the requirements are also in green science. Let's make a new chain. Let's see how bad this would be. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna assume we'll make... Yotoi. Which recipes do I unlock? I get the one with sand, the one with sand and limestone. That's probably what I'd go with. Which is that one. We have to find the tree modules. Do they look like this? Okay, 5 of those orchards. The seeds come from the fruit, which... What on earth? This is insane. You're telling me there's not an easier way here? Wait, this is automated smart farm. That's not what I'd be using. Here we go. Stone, soil. Stone limestone soil. Probably the one here with stone limestone and soil, or just soil. Definitely not the just soil one. We don't want 17. Okay. So that's that. 7 megawatts, a bunch of buildings, and stone, soil, sand, and limestone. That's not crazy, actually. Excuse me. And then Grod. I have no idea what Grod is all about. So Grod is another AlienLife thing. So we make Grod out of urea, interestingly enough. So we would want to add in as many things as we can. Let's see what exists at the green science level of technology. The best we can do is limestone soil added in, the 8 Grod. So this one. And we need to find the little Grod plants. Oops. Fully build the building. Control click, record. Okay. We do need a tiny bit of the urea that we end up getting, but 12, we only need 0.21, so that's not bad. And then Grod seeds, please tell me this is easy. Come from Grod, and we will matrix solver on this. Okay, this is doable. This is doable, people. This is all doable. And would I rather do this, or just make more acetone? I kind of want to do this hard version just because these are new plants that I'll probably need eventually anyway. This is definitely, at this point, not the more efficient way. The more efficient way would just be to go with the acetone and just make more acetone. I mean, doing all of this acetone stuff again would be easier in terms of what I'm using, because sand, salt, drill heads, syngas, a little bit of wood, and a few lead plates, like that is all easier to get than what I just whipped up over here. But I kind of want to do this just because I'll probably need these things at some point anyway, and this will kind of expand my palette, so to speak. So let's go for Grod first, since that's at the bottom of the list. I will need to research this. Which, unfortunately, there's like a lot of researches we need to do to get there. So maybe we won't be doing that first. You know what I'm going to do is we are going to still do the niobium build as planned. And I will use all of my extra... don't I have urea somewhere? Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just have this urea. Since I'm already making a bunch, and I already have a bunch, I'm just going to output all of the extra urea that we have from making circuits, since we're not using all of it. And we'll use that to make niobium for now. So I can at least get niobium going. Okay, so let's make these buildings. Jaw crusher. Ball mill. A classifier. 2 chemical plants. And 2 electrolyzers. All very easy. We'll grab a medium building. Where are you? Here. I might as well just grab 2. I'll need 1 for who knows what soon enough. And then I will put this probably more on the northwest side of the base, since that's where a lot of my liquids already are, and this is near where my niobium ore is. So I'll just make them a little bit out of the way, probably right here. We'll put a couple roboports around just to make sure little robots have plenty of charging ports. And then we'll get some requester chests going. This one will request niobium ore, stack of 8. It will request organic solvent barrel. You need 6 per second, so I want 100 seconds worth, which is 600, which is like, I don't know, 20 barrels. More than enough. We will want... I guess I could request hot air barrels. I'll definitely want salt stack of 8. I will need... how hard is it to make the ammonia out of urea? It's just chemical plants. Okay. So I'll just request urea stack of 8. Probably 50. I'll need to stack up the spare urea. And then hot air. How do I want to deal with that? I think I will just do hot air barrel. We'll do 30. And we need a barrel hot air at some point. Okay, so a lot of things in this chest, which means a lot of filter inserters. I'll make a few more. So we'll have 3 like this. Probably 2 are going to go that way. We've got ore, salt. We're going to need to unstack a lot of things. This one will be the ore. Niobium ore. And that will just unload into... You know what? I can have that go directly into a jaw crusher. With a single fast inserter. And then that can go into a single ball mill, which can go into a single classifier. So that's all pretty simple. And we'll just need filter inserters to remove the things I don't want. So this one has gravel. This one has stone. And this one has sand. A little bit of everything. Okay. So then those will be all the outputs that need to get destroyed or removed somehow. Check, check, check. Niobium concentrate. We just need 1 of these bad boys. I will need 2 automated factories for unbarreling. So I will actually do that next to here. So what I can do is I can remove the barrels in this chest, import the barrels from these. So this will be organic solvent, empty. This will be hydrogen chloride, empty. And so we'll move this guy back over here. Organic solvent and hydrogen chloride. And then niobium concentrate will be mixed with ammonia in this building. We will need 3 guys making ammonia. I just realized I probably need a couple more squares here. One less than that, though. So that I have room for the belt of, like, urea, for example. Because this guy will be urea, stack of 8. And then we'll have that unload. Okay, so, sorry, I had to pause the recording for a second. So, we're doing the urea, right. Urea, stack of 8, unload, on a belt. This will come out this way. And we'll have 1, 2, 3 chemical plants creating ammonia. And we'll have that run over to here. Alright, that creates niobium oxide, which finally just needs some hot air. And salt. So I'll actually move that over to the side, and salt will be coming up here. Never have enough stackers. And that will come up, and we'll just go through the building. This is such an inefficient build. Oh my goodness. And these need 5.7 salt each, so that's like 2 fast inserters. So that's 7.4. So yeah, these should be able to handle 7.4. And then hot air, we need to unbarrel. So I need to import that from somewhere else, probably here. And hot air empty. Attach that up. Okay, so that'll bring in hot air. We've got the salt. And then we will unload the niobium plates onto a different belt, which I think I want to provide it here. And the salt can do something else. What can the salt do? I actually just realized what's interesting here is I can't have the salt on just one lane of the belt. I was about to do that, and then I realized we need 8 salt per second. So we actually need a full belt of salt. And this needs to be coming from a different belt. 5.714. That's kind of crazy. That's exactly the right amount, but the problem is I need slightly more than exactly the right amount because these are coming off of a belt. The inserters don't get that full speed that it's showing. If you're going from chest to chest, they get the full speed, or building to building, but otherwise they don't. Okay, well this is all set up. I will work on, in the next episode, getting everything barreled properly, and we'll actually get this running. Getting the urea stacked and sent, getting the hot air barreled, getting the small amount of organic solvent we do have barreled, and then hydrogen chloride barrels requested. So we'll do all that in the next episode. We'll actually get our first niobium plates, and then we'll work on all of the crazy Yotoi and Aloe and Grod stuff so that we can get... essentially, all of that is to make bedding. And then we'll need to make food for augs, and then that will allow for manure to be more easily produced. Now, I probably should look, is bedding used for other things? Oh yeah, so bedding is used for all sorts of different animals, it looks like. Is it for something other than auks? Yeah, dingrits, ulrichs. So we use bedding in a lot of places, so getting this stuff started and figured out is a good idea. Alright, well, I'm going to call it an episode there. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments.